There we go. You want the sound? I got
Yes,
it.
okay. Good morning, everybody. This is Bill Kanda, Custer County Board of Commissioners Chairman, and it is Wednesday, February the 25th, 2026, 9 a.m. We'll call this meeting to order. Silence your phones if you've got them. It's not thanks. I'll do mine too. And meeting's being recorded on Zoom and YouTube, so we'll check in with everybody here in a minute. So please stand for the pledge.
Pledge to the rear. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Join me in the invocation. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all our blessings. We ask that you please bless this meeting of the Custer County Board of Commissioners. Strengthen us with wisdom, patience, and kindness and goodness. Help us solve the perplexities, problems, and choices that come before us today. We ask your blessing and love for all our citizens of this great county, and grant us the grace to do what you would have us do in the spirit of wisdom that save us from the false choices that may come before us. May we see thy light in your light as we convene this board or into the service of Custer County. Thank you. Amen. Okay, this meeting called to order, pledge allegiance, roll call, Kelly.
Commissioner Kanda.
Here.
Present.
Here.
County Attorney Dan Slater.
Here.
BOCC advocate here and clerk to the board.
Good, thanks, Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hello.
Audience introduction. Let's start in the back over there.
Rich Smith, Custer County Sheriff. Mike DeLaurentis, Custer County Sheriff. Vince Cook, Road and Bridge. Robert Smith, Human Resources, Risk Management. Jim Shadwin.
Delaney Crawford, planning and zoning.
James Gilbert.
Leanne Bear.
With a fanfare, Bear.
There you go.
Anything online?
Got Bill Smith, Deb Adams, Rob Klein, and Vicky White.
Okay, thank you. Any amendments, Paul?
I have none.
Lucas?
No.
That's the first time 4 meetings.
I know, right?
We're
Yeah.
pushing things down. This is the day we catch it all. Or at least some.
No, we're good.
All right, I don't have any either. Minutes look great to me, February the 18th, 2026. Any comments on that?
No, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the February 18th, 2026 meeting.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor, say aye, Paul.
Aye.
Lucas? Aye. Kanda, aye. Commissioner item. Lucas, you're up first.
Attended the weed board. We've got somebody slated to do our kind of our weed management, more so our weed spraying. We kind of need to manage our weeds ourselves and mark them and get them to him. That reduces our cost and helps keep his time very efficient when he comes. Also, need road and bridge to be working with him. So we mow at the right time and get that across with spraying. But you know, we've gone from kind of a $15,000 grant to about still a $15,000 grant, but around $45,000 to spend on weeds this year. So we're gonna put some more money into it. It is by statute, we need to do it, and we need to
Find some money.
get things out there and get it going. So I think they're headed in a good direction. We still need more board members, barely meet quorum. So
Anybody want to volunteer out there?
if you're interested in the weed board, please join. Then I met with Bill Ritter, chief down at Florence, and Carol Bonner, community member, citizen from the Wetmore area about EMS services. Since West Custer County Hospital District is thinking about putting them into their taxing district. Of course, the property owners would have to vote on that. And if that would not go through, we need to come up with, something else. And kind of went over costs and just strategized with them.
Did
what
they think they
could-
would do it?
No, they based on statute. If you have a mill levy and that pays for your EMS services,
Supposed to be
that's the boundary, absolutely. So, they're booked up, they're only running 2 crews, one out of Penrose, one out of Florence. They have 4 ambulances, but to run another crew, and deck out an ambulance with all the drugs and everything, you're talking about 600,000 to $1 million every year, so. Gets pretty expensive, pretty costly, so, there's some other things that we're looking at, but at least we have more information than what we had before.
Yeah, big deal, and just so everybody, just for the record, because he brought it up, and it's really important everybody understands. The county is responsible for the emergency medical services, period, for the whole town. And back in the early 80s or mid 80s, they stood up the hospital district, and when they did, they put the boundary at McKinsey Junction for whatever the reason was for EMS. And then they had an agreement for the Wetmore and who else? Florence was helping, San Isabel was helping too.
Yeah, I was gonna talk.
So that's back in the old days when they could volunteer, and they did it with a handshake. So now we're trying to get out of the handshake deal and into how we pay for it actually. And we are accountable, and that might mean an increase. Well, it has to be paid for it. Mill levy's gotta be done somehow. No citizens need to be part of that. Okay, that's good.
Question.
Sure.
If something were seemingly worked out with Lawrence Fire District, would they put a crew down at the fire station down there in Wetmore so they'd still be responding?
No,
No,
Now they're.
they wanna come out of the 12 miles, they won't do it.
Yeah, I'll talk a little more on that.
Okay,
So,
Okay,
Rick,
thank you.
yep,
you can talk more on
I can talk more.
it. Just don't talk too much.
Just for everybody to know that, from Rye Fire Department, EMS comes into San Isabel. And, just almost to Bishop's Castle, and they cover that area of the district. Then, the zip code of Wetmore is the boundary that does not have EMS service. And that would go from about mile marker 17 to the east on 96. And, Carol, I remember Carol's last name, but her and I,
Bonnie.
yeah, we're working, with the Wetmore Fire Department, which I'll be at their meeting tomorrow night. And, we'll be discussing just that, the EMS for that area. And, a couple things that they can do, they can change the mill levy and put it on the whole county. And, not real feasible doing that, because, he actually goes into the actual clinic also, and there may be a problem with getting that approved. So what we were bouncing around is, along with the, is have it on a contractual basis. We're gonna see if that's legal to do that. And so we're looking at different aspects to be able to cover that area, for the county, and say that we do have EMS service. Anyway, more information to come. But one of them is that, they won't stage one there because it's only 12 miles to the heart of the town of Wetmore. And, it would just be, and we have everything. I have it if you want additional information on everything. There's about 70 calls in just over a year's time frame to that area. And, so when I talked to EMS up here, they said, well, right now we're doing a Good Samaritan Act. We will take care of emergencies. And, the fire chief in Florence changed, he retired. There's a new fire chief. We might be able to work out some kind of an agreement with them. That's what we're doing. Okay, so a little busy.
What else you got?
Other than that, I attended the weed board. Looks like we're gonna be able to kick off our weed season, and not be behind the power curve with either the dollars or material or a sprayer. So we're looking to. Go ahead.
Okay, one of the most major things that I had, as we know, is the TV stations. Channel 11, 13 on Bunker Hill. Got 'em working. Everything's fine. It was internal to the transmitter for channel 11, took it out and, they rebooted it and refiled with some new files in it, with some other things. So we'll see how that plays out. It could still be something else scrambling it, so we'll see what it does. Meanwhile, there will be a service charge for mileage coming down here and back. Well, when I get it, I'll send it over and we'll see what we got.
Okay.
Okay. But we got the TV going. And that's all I have for now. Move on. Okay, Dan, do you have anything to bring up?
No, I may have to jump in and out of the meeting just as a warning to y'all, but I don't have anything specific.
And we gave Kelly the honor of opening the bids for you.
I appreciate that.
Okay. And then how about Taylor?
I'm hoping to get our CTF report done for 25 tomorrow. When I started to do it, we ran into more problems with it, so I've been digging through reports, dating from 2018 all the way to 2024. Trying to find all those problems.
Yeah.
Were not properly reported. And so then, I contacted the contact person for CTF and we have worked out a resolution to get it solved.
Okay, good. Anything else?
No, once I get it reported, I'll get the 26
Okay, good.
stuff out.
Alright. We will move on then. Unfinished business, there's none that I know of, and we don't have anything. So new business, and we'll start off with, accounts payable. We'll vote on each one of these, discuss it, and we can move on each, give everybody a public comment if they want it. So first up, accounts payable, you got it.
All right, this is through 2/25. These are the amounts over 5,000. Finance Redlands accounting for August services, 5,000. Redlands as well for November, $5,331.80. That's because they had a trip out here with two of their employees. Redlands again in December with another trip for $5,372.23. Finance for Redlands Accounting January services, 5,000. County Attorney Dan Slater, general file for legal advice, $5,008. Health insurance to Delta Dental, February and March coverage in the amount of $6,405. Health insurance for Berkeley Life Health, non-premium funding, $58,455. Health insurance, Maintain Health, March coverage in the amount of $58,883.24. County clerk, PDS, it's the clerk's ERBT grant in the amount of $24,069. Buildings and grounds, for our CAT contribution in the amount of $141,020.
Might explain what CAP is.
That is our liability insurance. County Sheriff, CRCA, which is our free comm dispatch. It's for our Tyler CAD RMS software, $17,167.82. Road and Bridges liability cap contribution, $141,020. Road and Bridge to Cipher Enterprises for naturals materials, $8,488.87.
And the bottom line number is $751,746.48. Yes, that's the, okay, that's current, $551,746.48 as of 2/25.
Is that a motion?
Nope, I just stated the fact. Got a motion?
We do need.
I'll move the extension. Eight people. Second it?
I'll second.
Okay.
Moved and seconded to accept this report. Any other comments, anybody out here? Questions online? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for that vote. All in favor of accepting the AP report for the 25. 2026 report, say aye. Lucas?
Aye.
Paul?
Vote on it.
And I. Next up, Agra Hub of Hanson Hall lease.
So this is the lease that, I worked out with, Peter Strader, who owns the old Hanson Hall. It's where the Tribune and, real estate, agency is in there and some other businesses, but it's the internal main part. It's what we've, had looked at first and, mainly for an agri hub, due to that DOLA grant that we still have, and that we're amending, based upon this lease, to pay for this and to get this kicked off and moving to allow, products year round, local products, meat, vegetables, raw products, cottage food industry products to be sold at, and kind of anchor between tourism and our producers in the county and anchor this together, that we're in this together. Because tourists are hard on our roads and our way of life for the rural community. So this was kind of a way to maybe blend the two and bring some compromise and
So sure as the board
showcase.
has the ability to do that based on the.
This is gonna have to be a different board, in time.
It's not the board, I didn't mean the board.
No, and then
But they have the ability to help. What are they gonna do to help us? Is there?
they're gonna somewhat help us go on this, but we're gonna start, a steering committee of ranchers that are interested, producers, other people that are interested in taking this thing, because what I'd like to do with this is hand this off to a co-op or a 501(c) or to them and get it out of the county's hands eventually especially after the grants go away.
So what did you determine?
So determined a 5-year lease, at least on Peter's side. Our side is like any other lease. If at budget time, we don't have the money and we can't produce the money for it or whatever, we just decide to go, whatever commissioners are in that at that time to decide. They can decide to get out of it. So that our lease is year to year, like any other lease that we have.
And Hanson Garage will work.
Yeah, and he's offering 3 months, the first 3 months for free. And then it's 3,000 a month after that, and then it goes up. After that, the grant pays for quite a bit of the lease payments up front, but then it's gotta be turning some profit to pay for that.
For how long is the grant good for?
The grant is good for up to 5 years, but it's only a portion of money, so it's only $100,000, so. We gotta get this turned around and making profit, so.
The increase in electrical, was that addressed at all?
So the electrical is what the electrical is gonna be.
It's gonna
And
stay as
utilities are what utilities are,
Okay,
period. We pay our fair
I
share.
know there was talk about.
So there's a bill to us, or we use it,
Yeah.
right, yeah, meter down.
Yeah.
That used to be the Hanson Garage, the truck line, down there, so it's got a concrete floor and a big base. So
Yeah.
probably pretty good.
Big open area there's some modifications that, we'll have to do, but secure it up and make it work, put some coolers in there, but
So if we don't do it, what happens?
don't do it. We don't,
Yeah.
we either look at a different building or maybe the program goes away or tell DOLA don't want the money. I mean, lots of options, a lot of things.
So get some business going. Down west of a lot of help.
Well, and location too, that was one of the big
It's a
things.
business in town.
Have they ever?
No, that's what I say.
To be
They ought to
honest.
help. I said they ought to help.
I'll probably get beat up for that, but have they? I mean,
Silver Cliff too. For that.
I think they probably will do something. We'll try to get
Business.
their facade.
They want
grant.
business,
So,
people coming. They got a 1% sales tax. or
well,
whatever.
so a lot of this product is not sales taxable.
Yeah.
So, raw products, and cottage food industries aren't all sales
Yeah,
tax.
but people come to town, they spend money.
They do. It's a draw and being right on the main drag there as you're coming either up or down, you've got kind of that. corner view there, you're stopping at that stop sign. And hopefully you're looking at traffic, but hopefully it catches your eye as well, so.
Rich will make sure they keep looking at traffic. Well, what are you looking for a motion? What do you?
To approve the lease and I'll sign it. And then I'll send it to the owner. And he already signed the one previous to this, but I had to change the date, so.
Okay,
Cause I tried to get this done in February and we just. They had a fire up there where Peter lives and kind of stuck him out and then between Dan and I. So. Just pushed it out a month.
okay. All right, go ahead and move it. Second, we'll make a discussion. You'll make a motion. Go.
I make a motion that we accept the lease for the, what's the name again?
Approve the lease,
Iron Hub Hanson Hall lease for the amounts.
I'll second, so we can discuss it more. Okay, so, that sounds like a good thing to try in my view, that's my personal opinion, and see how it plays out. What percentage do we have to put back? If the lease doesn't pay for, or the grant?
So the grant is kind of like a 65-35,
Yeah.
but we can use donated labor, donated equipment as part of that match. So it's like a $160,000 grant, 100,000 of it is only cash. And then the rest of it is what we have to provide for either this rent, these 3 months of rent will go towards some of that match. We'll go towards some of the 60,000 or whatever that. And I'm a little fuzzy on the math now. It's been a few months, but.
How, okay, so commitment from the county would be coming out of where then?
The commitment from the county at this point in time is nothing. I didn't want to commit any county dollars and I've stated that very upfront. So the grant is gonna pay for the lease up to at least this first year and then we decide at budget
You wanna
time
go for it?
whether we're gonna go forward.
Okay, that makes sense, that's better. What is the, who's gonna do it? What department would take this on?
It's gonna have to be a board. It's gonna have to take it on.
Right.
I mean, it'll partially be me and partially some members of the tourism board. We'll be doing it at first,
Well, yeah,
but then we'll need to turn this over
it'll be a
to.
board, just like we do the airport board and.
Correct.
Then it'll be volunteers.
Okay.
Through not.
But it'll be largely myself and the tourism board.
And you
at
gotta,
first.
yeah, first, but you gotta give somebody
Yeah.
a chair, the people who do it.
Absolutely right.
All right.
Yeah, to be volunteer.
So.
Okay, the other, I'll open it up, questions out there, Jim?
So, excuse me, this lease sounds like it's gonna cover the period of fitting out to space for the actual occupation of the agri hub.
Mhm.
So it's not going to cover any operational lease time of the agri hub.
Not necessarily, no. Some of it, yes, but very little.
My question, moving forward, then, does the county maintain the lease for that space? Subleasing to the vendors, say, something like that.
To a certain degree, yes. That's what'll
Okay,
happen.
who has the liability for, the health impacts of the product sold?
I didn't believe that's in there.
No, I'd probably confer to Dan on that.
We take it one. by
Sorry,
one.
sorry, I couldn't unmute myself. That would be up to the individual owners or the individual vendors to make that decision.
You're live. Okay, from a liability point of view, just like we lease the hangars out at the airport, the county employees are covered, and so are the volunteers that are operating that, so that'd be covered. Liability on a bunch of barley that they get, I don't know. Like he said, that would have to be the products, again. What if
So if
Something
you're,
if
if you're the rancher selling your beef there, per se, you're liable for your beef.
Or
All we are is a place to sell
My concern is,
just like a farmer's market.
yeah, right, except for. Man, it's. Yeah, so they would. So they're in their operational lease to take space to sell their stuff, they would also have in their.
Liability thing they would sign.
Assurances that nobody can come back to the county for allowing somebody to sell.
Right.
Putrefied goat cheese or something.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
That makes, that's how cool.
and it's not a,
Lawyers make that stuff trickle down in the wrong places, so. No offense, Dan.
Good point.
it's not a prep area either. No food prep in there.
It's like bringing hay in there and letting it go out.
Well,
Well, you got 3 months to come up with it and then come back with a operating plan and all that stuff. To have it. We probably ought to do a spot check on it, you know what we're doing, and decide whether they want to keep doing it.
Yeah. Well, we'll get through the year and see where we're at.
Yeah.
So.
Any other questions out here?
Right.
Online? We lost our online sheet. All right, hearing none, I'll call for that vote. And we, all in favor of approving the Agri-Hub Hanson Hall lease as presented. Is that lease for the year?
Yeah, well, it's for 5 years, but ours is year to year.
Wonder what the terms of the lease were. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Paul?
Aye.
Lucas?
Aye.
And aye. Okay, now we have the road and bridge gravel sealed bids are up. And we'll have Kelly open them up. And this is for the gravel, actually the processing to make the pit gravel.
Okay, the
Let's see what we
first
got.
one's from Mountain Valley Excavating. Crushing 25,000 tons at $495 per ton. 123,750,
Say that again.
the total, or
Yeah,
the
just don't,
123,750.
750, okay.
Pushing and blending material with D9 dozer, 25,000 tons at 55 cents per ton, 13,750.
Okay.
Next one is from Colorado Crushing Inc. Theirs is 25,000 ton, 3/4 inch road base at $5 per ton. Then have a
Nickel less or more, I should say, okay. No, nothing else?
That's 125,000.
Well, that's one thing that crush it, it's another one blending it matters because of the clay. Sure, I don't know what he meant by that.
to achieve the compaction.
Question, Ben. On the mixing on the one contractor, we can mix it for him with our dozer, just, we want to have that secondary cost. With our own operators.
Okay, you push her up and do it out there as they're doing it?
Yes.
The blend.
They're road bridge dozer and operators.
See, I know you've done that before.
Yes, that,
Yeah.
that cost a lot.
Okay,
So what was the ask? 3/4 inch
Yes.
across the board for both? Okay.
Mhm.
so, 5 bucks a ton times 5, 25, 12, 6, 62, what is it? Multiply that.
The $5 one was 125,000.
That's what I got there. Thank you. 25. Okay, any other question, events? Well, go ahead.
So we used each of these individuals gravel before, and what were their gravel like? Like, have you used both individuals gravel
It
before?
was good gravel.
For both of them?
Both contractors did excellent jobs.
Okay, Vince, what's your thoughts on either one of these? You like saving the money. So it's 125K by, 23.
Well, 23.
Yeah. So, and that's out of your budget, so I would think you would like the low bid. Okay, and it sounds like it's doable. I'll move that we accept the Colorado, was it 47, it's called, pressures bid.
Well, Chris and Inc. was not.
Yes,
So that one's 125 and the other one for Mountain States is 123,750.
Correct.
Plus the 13.
plus the 13.
Right.
Like they're done.
Like I said, the first contractor wants additional money for pushing, mixing the material with the dozer. We can do that at road bridge ourselves and save the cost with our dozer.
Okay, so then we'll look at the other one, and
So is Colorado Crushing mixing it together for us in that price?
I mean,
It doesn't.
so
No?
Doesn't say that.
Yeah.
well, that would be good to know before we make a decision, I think.
last year we pushed, 2 years ago, we pushed it ourselves for Colorado crushers.
So theirs would be the high bid.
Plus, Colorado crushers, has to have water hauled to it. We have to supporting the water.
Okay, so that's a cost.
But not Valley Excellent. What mountain?
Yeah,
Not
he does
Valley.
his own haul, hauls his own water.
Okay. Well, see, this, we need all the data, guys. Let me withdraw my motion.
There you go.
And now let's get the right data. Why don't we, instead of wasting time here, let's take this. Vince, would you, go back and, let's get these two bids straightened out so it's an apple to apple comparison. Yes. You wanna do that?
Yes, sir.
So you can come back with for the meeting, or we can do it here if you want to take a quick look.
I'll go call
Yeah, call them up and let's get it. Because if they're bringing their own water, that means something compared to what the Colorado crushers are, even though they might be cheaper. And then and if they're not, gonna blend it, then you gotta make sure they're good with the 13K. Being not included in this bid. Okay,
My question on that is that manpower to do it, are they doing roads at the same time that they're
them.
crushing?
You got manpower.
So the same thing there in comparison between the two. They'll pull out the blue off.
gotta blend it. Well, we're gonna blend it no matter what it looks like.
But one we have to supply water, which would tie up more.
Right, that's not good. Okay,
And let's just use that as an opportunity to get clarification, not, we've got to be careful not to try to renegotiate a better bid out of them based on these other bids.
that's correct. Good point. Just get the clarification for all of it here. Jim,
I'm confused. From your discussion, I can't figure out what you're asking to buy. Are you asking for?
It's road base.
Crushed rock or a specific product?
It's a product made with crushed rock and clay, basically, the other stuff. That's why they're talking about blending it. So it's 3/4 inch road base, really what it is called.
Okay.
And they make it by-
The Colorado Crushers bid, sounded like gravel.
Well, we don't know that.
They call road-based gravel. Terminology.
So-
Here, that's where you're not getting enough information.
Yeah.
That's right. Clarify them up so we know that.
Okay, what
Not
we do
bad.
at our county pit is we use 3/4 inch rock, they crush it, that rock that's in the. No,
Yeah,
in the hillside, they crush it down to 3/4. We have a clay base, we have to mix the rock and clay together, so we
That's
have
right.
a good mixture.
right.
So it's 3/4 inch road base.
So, yeah, I'll make it clear that one contractor didn't to do that mixing and the other one isn't, or is he? That's, you gotta clarify
2
that.
years ago, or 3 years ago, I don't remember the dates when we used Colorado crushers, we helped push down to the.
Well, I got you, but that's 2 years ago. Just find out what they did here. Are they
Okay.
making it blended or not? And they're bringing their own water, or not bringing water. That's all we need to do is just get it clarified, exactly what each of these bids are. Okay? And if you wanna do that and come back, we'll table this and they come back.
Okay. Cool with everything.
Okay? Okay, now we got the revoke the vacation and new interior lot lines, and that's the lane.
Hey,
No boots.
Yeah.
now you're camping along without help.
Walking, almost normal, right?
Okay, what's the revoke the vacation and new interior lot line process? What do you got?
So what happened was we had done multiple interior lot line vacations for this individual. And then after I had recorded it in Kelly's office and sent him his copy, he noticed that he had put too many interior lot line vacations, which ended up having 2 cabins on one acre parcel. So of course that's.
Vacate the wrong lot.
Right, so of course, that's contrary to our current regulations, having those 2 dwellings on that small lot. So what we need to do is revoke that reception number 254153 and then redo the interior lot line vacation.
Okay. So, pointing to that, make sure that you understand that lot line up above you.
So the one side was good, but the other side where it says cabin, what happened was we ended up vacating the 2 and making those 3 parcels one lot.
Right,
And,
so you want to put that one between them back in,
we need to put that one back in and then redo it on this.
and take the other one out.
Yeah.
It's a paperwork, correct?
Okay. And when did we do that? You got. That happened when? This year.
When did it happen?
We did it in January.
Okay,
Cause that's something I do internally. It's not something.
yeah, I
that's
see
you
that,
guys-
yeah, it'd have to be December 11th is when they.
Well, we did the public road, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, Paul, make a motion.
I make a motion that we go ahead and do the, what do I call that? Revocation of lot, I was looking for a lot number. Is there a lot number or lot 100, 104, and 105?
It's for, it's the number, reception number 254153, probably easier.
And you can't revoke the reception number. Once
No.
it's been recorded, it's recorded. That
Yeah,
will never
we're just
go back.
You're modifying,
You're just revoking the vacation that you did.
Oh,
that's right, on that lot,
on that
that,
lot,
number 254153.
2541. Understand.
Okay, you have the motion correct.
Their motion, we're not revoking, we're,
You're revoking the interior lot line vacation and interior lot line, short term.
Lot that it made it.
that's what.
Lots 100, 104,
The
and
what
105.
that made it was lot 100 and 104.
100 and 104.
So we
But when
wanna,
you combine it, you usually give it like a 104A or, you know, do you know?
Yeah, it was 104A, Tara J, third filing.
okay, so there it is, it's,
Do we have 104A on here?
no,
No. Okay, that's right.
But I have it on correct on your paper that you have sent.
By what time we're joining, do I need to get ready?
well, you got a paper there, what are you giving
I
out?
guess just to revoke the vacation for lot 104A.
Okay, I make a motion, we revoke the vacation for lots 100 and 104. Be reinstated.
Yeah, that's simple. I'll second it.
See. Okay. We're not dealing with an A.
All they're doing is revoking that vacation so that that line comes back,
Comes back, correct.
okay? Any other discussion?
No.
Questions? Good. I'll call for that vote. All in favor of revoking the vacation of lot between lots 100 and 104, say aye. Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Kanda, aye.
We have the wording correct.
Okay? Thanks. Bet you got more.
I do. So the
Yes.
next thing, because we did the revoke of a vacation, then I'm just requesting that you guys approve the new interior lot line. Which would be taken out, the one between 105 and 104.
Would we say to establish the lot line?
I thought you said, we just put the line.
You
back
just
in.
put the line back in.
Now you're putting you're taking the one out of above.
Well, because when I did it before, I removed all of them and made it one parcel. So now we just,
Oh,
we
now you're putting.
We
the
got
line
rid
back.
of what I did last time, so now those lines are all back in there. So now what I need to do is have that interior lot line removed between 104 and 105.
If you usually do that internally, do they have to?
Yeah, we don't have to.
So when I went back over all the stuff that was done in the office before with this, whenever something's reported in your office, then the new one has to be done through the commissioners because it wasn't done right the first.
When we did that last revocation.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So should stand up there and so everybody, because 104 and 105 is what we just did.
So now we've made this one whole three parcels again, now that you guys just voted.
Right.
So these are all three
So you
parcels.
want to remove.
So
the-
now what I need to do, is have you guys approve for me to remove
That line.
this, line and make these two one parcel.
Right, so where's 105?
105 is here.
Okay, that makes more sense. That's right, that's what I thought.
I'll make a motion to approve the lot line vacation between lots 104 and 105.
It's not a
What's the new
vacation,
lot?
it's
That is the new lot and.
you're establishing a boundary, so what do we call it?
Recreating.
So it's formally known as lot 104 and 105, Tara J, third filing. And it's gonna be 104A, Tara J, third
So we're
filing.
approving the line to be established, so how do we word that?
No,
Or-
you're vacating that line that exists between those two lots that you
So it's-
just essentially created by revoking the lot line
Because we-
vacation earlier.
Right. Yeah, I think your motion's okay, then, because you're approving the
Should be, yes.
vacation.
Of the lot line between 104 and
104
105.
and 105. Good enough.
We're good.
And then it's gonna be 104A.
To be formerly known as 104A.
No, formerly known as.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, then we approve the establishment of that lot line between 104 and 105, as we discussed.
Correct.
Okay, any other discussion? I did.
You second.
Yeah.
Jim, you got a question?
Yeah, all right, so it sounds like same owner wanted one parcel out of the three, but because of the two cabins, had to just make two out of the three.
Correct.
That's right.
$0.07, but,
Jim,
what's with the rest of them? Below there, the other ones are relevant.
That was something that we did in December. It was a different thing.
Jim,
Okay, so down the road, when that owner sells, he's only got two parcels to sell.
That's right.
Correct.
Okay,
Jim, one thing to add to that was that if that's all one with two cabins on it, it's not large enough for two dwellings.
Correct.
That's
right, it violates the zoning.
Right.
Right.
Now we're back in the group. All right, that's, any other discussion? Let's call for the vote. All in favor of the vacation of the lot line, the establishment of the line back on, as we stated, between 104 and 105, say aye. Lucas.
Aye.
Oh,
What was on it?
Candace, aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, one more thing.
Can't get rid of you. Go for it. Yeah, I know you.
Okay, so the next thing I have is a short-term rental renewal refund request. A refund is being requested for a short-term rental renewal fee paid by the former property owner Doug Bear of the amount of $400.
Okay, so give us the detail.
So in January of every year, our short-term rental, they're supposed to renew $400, to keep their short-term rental. Doug Bear paid his $400 and then, requested sometime later, for his money back because his property sold.
So you're not doing a short-term rental.
Correct. Right.
So, and you're gonna sell to somebody else. It's already, you already have it. Okay. Makes sense. So when was the money due?
So the money is due in January. We give them a 30 days to pay. In January, they're $400.
And so at the 11th hour after you paid it, somebody said, we'll buy it.
Been on the market for over 2 years and sure enough, 6
Who
weeks.
knew? Who knew? Okay, got a motion? Paul,
What do we make a motion to accept?
you're gonna say that you will agree or disagree. You make a motion. It's either we're gonna accept it or not, but give them back their money.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept the refund, is it?
Request.
Refund.
Request
Yeah,
for the $400 to be paid for the short-term rental. Yeah, and just,
There you go.
214 Durfee Circle.
yeah,
Okay, how about, I'll second that, we discuss this, got anything to say?
So we processed, so part of that $400 is processing every year this thing. I mean, if, why don't we wait till the end of the year and go, okay, they ran a short-term rental all year, now they owe us the money. You know what I mean? Instead of doing it up front, we do it up front so that we renew all these. That's our process. We want to change our process, fine.
Yeah.
Different discussion. But
we've expended some of that.
we expended some of that because we re-go through that application. Is it in order? Is it if not, if we don't put any time into it, then let's get rid of the renewal.
So what? Okay.
And then let's give them back their money. But what I'm saying is usually if you pay a fee for something, you're getting some service, they got some service. So to pay back the whole $400, I don't agree, but that's just me.
But but the service was what? She collected a check in January and wanna give it back in February.
Correct.
Because there's not a short-term rental now.
Correct.
There's no short-term rental
No, because it doesn't go with
Doesn't go with
the,
the-
stays with.
Well, then maybe it's our fault. We don't have a policy. It says if we refund it, it's in the middle of the year. Well, I don't see how you could ever do that, actually. So I think this is an exception.
It'd be hard to prorate
Yeah, you can't
out,
prorate.
or do you do it by the month, or
Right.
But we don't have.
a much bigger discussion than this?
And so, maybe it's because this would be a special case then, because, and
Because we don't
we
have-
wanna make it clear, you pay them. In the middle of the year, you don't have you sell your short-term rental and never rent it, they don't get a refund, period.
Right, because
But you've tried, because you've accepted it, and they sell it in the middle of the year, it just happens that this is sold a little sooner. Were you negotiating with them before in January, before you paid it?
No, all of a sudden you had 3 showings and it just kind of snowballed from there, yeah. And that weekend after the 27th, yeah.
I mean, I understand all that, but my philosophy is on that is, we have a fee schedule. And that fee schedule says these fees are non-refundable. And
That's
all of those
different.
right here.
That's a difference.
And the thing is, if somebody comes in and pulls a building permit for a dwelling, and then a week later they decide, hey, something happened and I'm not gonna build, we don't refund their $2,000 that they just paid to build their home.
No, you would never do that.
I mean,
But that's my
so,
point is, that's why I think if this was on the cusp, I see it as sort of as an exception, but I agree with you. If it's non-refundable, it's non-refundable.
Well, the other question is where we draw the line here. I mean, if someone sells the property in February, are we gonna do the refund in March? If the property sells in March, are we gonna refund in April? Because tourist season hasn't started. I mean, without a policy in place,
That's right.
we do have a policy, I suppose, that because we say it's non-refundable. So now we're creating an exception to that policy on the fly, but we haven't really outlined what the boundaries of that exception are. Other than, I guess, if the board adopts this, and that's up to the board, but if the board adopts this refund, you're essentially creating a policy on the fly.
Yeah, and really, that's not fair either, because this is way down in the month already.
And this
If
did
it
not
was on
happen.
the first
It was-
hour after they paid it, that's a different story.
And when I made the motion, I did not know we did not do a non-refundable when it's paid. Did not know what.
Okay.
So do I make a new motion or do you draw my motion?
If you want to change it.
Well, you've got a motion on the floor and you've got a second, so you've got to vote on that motion, or someone can move to table it. Either way, there's going to be a vote one way or the other.
Well, that's right, and what's the value of table?
Well, I mean, that's up to you guys. You could vote, and if a majority vote against it, then the motion fails.
I would say that since we did not know
All right.
non-refundable.
I'll call for the vote, let's just move on. So all in favor of approving the refund, say aye. All
May,
Nay.
nay. Sorry. That makes sense.
Yep.
So where does the short-term rental fees go? How are those spent? And how are we contributing to the community?
so they go into the planning and zoning office. That funds that office
For administrative
and permits and.
That's why we have, we're not there to make money, but we're there to pay, we have to pay the service for the money.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Thank you.
Thank you.
This needs to stay with.
Yeah, I wish we'd hit
Saying
that.
it's non-refundable.
Okey-doke. Moving on. Okay, we have a request, Rich, come on up. And, Chief, I had a meeting with Rich and I asked him to put this together. For us to look at, just to make sure
See.
we're all.
Morning, gentlemen.
Is this side chief? Morning, sir.
Okay, so let me explain a couple things, then Rich, you can take over. Just to introduce this topic, the defense,
DRMO.
defense, what's it called? Defense
I think
reclamation
it
motor.
used to be called Defense Reutilization, and now they've actually changed it to DLA, I think, which is Defense Logistics.
Logistics. So, okay, so I'm just pointing this out, so everybody's on the same sheet. There is a process the government has for all military options, I guess it is, not just the Army or whatever. So anything that gets to be not used or to be disposed of, they give sheriff's offices and others opportunities.
Excess inventory.
And so this happens to be the DMRO equipment that the sheriff has, and we've been very fortunate that we have this process, because we get to use it for a year. If we don't want it, we throw it out or we sell it, and we can't keep it. And just so everybody understands, the sheriff has a process by which he takes inventory in. Every one of them is pictures taken, and it has a number on his catalog and et cetera. It's got a process. What we care about in the county is that as money is being made by this, because we can sell it, put it up for auction, or we can sell it outright here or whatever, or take it to another auction house, or put it to use. And in some cases, we've used the equipment and we get to keep it after a year. So what's important for the county is to make sure that every dime that is brought in and as a result of that sale is accounted for. And tied to a number, or we assign a number, or we stamp a number on it if it doesn't have one. So we got complete traceability, and we have a process to bring the equipment in. So we log it in, and then when we sell it, we have a resolution. Rich can go through the year and pull up 10 items to sell, and as long as they're logged in and we've accepted them, then we can come back to the board with 10 items, and you can say, these are sold, here's the money, and it goes back into the coffer. What are the restrictions? Go ahead and explain it now.
So there's, we do have we actually have 3 armored trucks at the minute, but we're giving one back because it's not what we asked for. So the armored trucks are actually just basically on loan to us, and so we can't sell them at the end. And if we decide to get rid of them, we have to give them back to Fort Carson. Okay. Fort Carson is the central hub for all the military services, Air Force, everything in this state. However, there's surrounding states have a similar operation. We've been able to use some of the items that we've got to offset things we would have come to the board and asked for money for. And then other things we bought. And one in particular, I wanted to get radar signs that said the speed limit. And we've tried everything we could do to get the things to work, taking parts off one and stuff, and we couldn't make it work. So these are the items that we'd like to sell at this time. And they go on to a national auction site, and the buyer pays the auction fee, and then the buyer is responsible to come to Custer County and pick up the item.
Okay, and if they don't pick it up, which happens once
it did happen one time, they don't pick it up, they lose the money. And so that when Vern, which is in the back there, has a special funding line that comes in. And so the goal would be, if Caitlin bought something, we would have it matched up to the trailer. She paid $5,000 for it and went to that budget line, and you'd know who the purchaser was and the serial number of the item. And then there are just a couple caveats on how we spend the money that we make on that.
Okay.
And so we're careful to spend it on one of the channels that we're allowed to spend it on. But to get money out of that account, we come back to you and say, we'd like to transfer 10 grand from this to vehicle maintenance or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. And then the restrictions are, you can't use it for certain things like wages or something, probably, or move it over. How does that work?
Right, one of the restrictions is it has to have a total separate account from any other account. So we have to be, because we could be audited both equipment wise and money wise at some point. And that certain account, that particular account, we can use for any equipment, any training, anything that's police related. We can't pay salaries, but that doesn't mean we couldn't, if we had money in particular, like a training thing, we didn't use it, but we wanted to transfer around, we could fill that particular thing. We just can't offset it. They won't let you offset. In other words, if our budget's $1 million, we can't say, okay, we're gonna make $1 million this year. We can't offset the budget and say, the county's not gonna fund $1
Right, you
million.
gotta fund, we still have to fund.
Right, exactly. They won't let you
But we
offset, but we can help if we go over like on gasoline or maintenance, vehicle
The
maintenance.
maintenance line and then.
Right.
So that helps the county.
Right, a lot, it does, and computers, whatever equipment we may need that we would have spent, like the sheriff says, had to come to you for money, we could take that out of that, because that's all allowable in there. The only big one is, and we can't hire somebody to manage the account and pay them, so in other words, we can't bring, we can't bring Joe Blow in and say, okay, manage this account, we're gonna pay you 50,000 a year, we can't do that.
No.
So, yes, sir.
Taxes at all involved, any kind of, when it's sold on auction or whatever, is there any fees?
Not to us, but the person who purchases like the cars and the trailers would have to pay tax when they register it in their local county. And we do have to do one extra step on the cars. Once we get it in, we have to, and Kelly helped us, we fill a form out and then they send a thing to us that's a application for a title or something. And then,
Right, but since you don't have titles on these vehicles, they're gonna have to sell them on a bill of sale, and they're gonna have to bond for a title.
Okay.
To get a title.
Yeah, they.
There is a Colorado title on the Jeep Patriot, but I couldn't find one on the other one.
the trailer, we applied for a title, but we messed up one number on the VIN, so I reapplied for the.
We didn't, they
They
did,
did.
they left
we
one
sent that
number.
back.
So we had to reapply.
Well, that's why they couldn't find it.
Right, exactly.
It was 16 digits instead of 17.
So we're still waiting for that one, for the military to return their titling system to us so we can retitle it in Colorado.
Okay, so for our finance now, so the county's square, then what you're at, pointing out, these are what you need to sell. And every one of these has a number of some kind, except for the tires. Which, we know how many tires you've got, 21 of them.
Yep.
And
Different sizes and makes and models and.
Some are in used condition, some are brand new.
And the large military grade tent doesn't need it, so it would have to be logged separately.
We have a picture of it, but I don't think it has a serial number on it. It's just a gigantic,
No, but you could put a number on it that you make up, right?
Yeah.
To log it.
Yeah.
So we know what we're talking about, because if you had 3 military tents that don't have anything, you have to have a process so that we can book it in. And then when it's sold, we know that was sold, not.
We're gonna use
lost it, or somebody didn't account for it, or we lost the money. We don't want to be accused of taking the money, or you guys.
We're gonna use they call it the DLA, DLA number, I believe it's called, which is a number the military uses, and it'll have like.
Okay, so they logged it.
Their catalog.
Right, they have a number that we get, and we can use that number to coincide with that particular item that we got. It We'll have a sheet from them, and it'll have the same matching number, and then we'll have the picture with those tires and the descriptions.
Okay.
So that's the number we'll use. Is that okay with the couple?
That works.
Caitlin?
I mean, as long as you can, as long as we understand it. So
As long as I have enough information to put it in the.
right, the resolution has, like, military tent, number DLA, blah, blah.
Right.
Picture, that's what.
Cause the tent won't have a serial number, but it has that DL number, that number the military gives us, and we can match that with the paperwork that we get when we got it.
Right, and then we keep, that book has to stay in the sheriff's office.
Yes.
Right. Because of the audit requirements from the military.
So we do get audited every summer but right around the end of the fiscal year.
So they need to see what was brought in and what you sold.
And not last year, but the year before, the guy from Denver actually came down and wanted to physically go see each of the items we had on our list.
Okay.
And that usually, that was because we were new to it, so they wanted to see how we were functioning with everything, and we met it 100%. That they were very pleased with how the records we kept, and the pictures especially. he said a lot of places don't keep pictures and, we broke it down by month, by year in our books. So it was easy for them to look up stuff, so they were impressed with how we kept it.
So Charles Cox is the one who helps us on this, and he's a volunteer at the sheriff's office, posse member. And he does such a good job. They've actually asked him to train other law enforcement agencies in Colorado. And we're like, so we trade down our own competition to be this at the games.
No, we.
So we said he's sick, so.
Yeah.
Said he's sick. Okay. Any question from you, Paul?
No, as long as you get the title right on the two vehicles.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items.
9 from this, and we still have some that we approved from last year that, like the tires that people paid for, they lost their money. We got the check and we deposited it in the account. But I have put those tires back up now and stuff. So there's still some stuff from last year. We held off because I think we put them up, and with Christmas, it was kind of, you don't want to not get the most amount for your money. So we held off on either putting them up or re-putting them up just because of the holidays that, trying to get the most amount of money we can for them.
Okay, question on the 21 tires, are they individually items or are they a group?
They're pairs. And
There's some are 2, some are 4, some are 1. Most of them are all 2s and 4s. Like there's a couple there that are all shrink wrapped in 4s that are brand new. So I think there's 12 of those that are all brand new and shrink wrap. So we'd have to, cut the shrink wrap off. We've got a picture of the whole thing, but not of individual stuff or anything.
Thank you.
So we gave, so the idea is if there's something the county can use, like a tire that would fit one of our loaders. That's what we would do with it.
Right, there's loader
Otherwise,
tires.
put it up for auction.
Like right now, I've got a almost $800 torque wrench. It stands this tall, it's brand new enough, it has a carrying case, almost like you'd get a, pull stick in a case you carry it. So I talked to Dan and I'm gonna give that to the road and bridge, cause he can use it, a torque wrench for some of the big equipment with tires they
So
have.
now you're gonna log that in and then we're gonna log it if it's going to a certain
Road and
place
bridge,
within
right.
the county.
Yes,
That's
that's-
important.
Right. Yeah, it'll be logged in as, to road and bridge.
Another thing we got was a commercial battery. They're chargers, but they like rejuvenate the battery or something, so they're like for semi trucks. And so they gave us 3 or 4 of those. We're gonna give one to the bridge, one to the fire department, and then those are the batteries they can use.
Okay, so when we log them out, let's say go to the fire department, then they'll get track in the sand.
Be a
because they'll
transfer.
be up and up. So we need a resolution then for those two that we transfer it to another.
Yeah, we haven't had those a year yet, so we're waiting on that.
The one that does happen.
The torque wrench, we've had a year, so that I've got ready, I just haven't brought it over to him. He was all excited, because says, it's funny you called me, because I need one of that magnitude. And so I got it, I'll bring it over, so.
Good. Okay, the other thing I found interesting too, and it hasn't happened yet, we get cars too, like we've had here. And there's an opportunity there's some Crown Victorias that are old.
So there's 4 police Crown Victoria cars, they're all white, and they all have less than 20,000 miles, which is very unusual, but they're really old. What year are they? 2009.
So what are you thinking there?
So we're gonna get them for free. We'll have to ship them here, put stickers on them, get a light bar from a different agency to donate like we've done in the past. And then those could be used with a posse in like construction sites where they're working too.
Yeah, that's something I wanna make sure, Vince, that we do, and I know you've told them before, but we need, whenever you're out on that road, we need a deputy or something out there, like the flashing sign, even a Crown Victoria. I guess.
Yeah.
So, but
it's posse gang.
Oddly enough, they're kind of collector's items. So there's actually a market for people trying to buy Crown Victorias, and there's none out there with this low of miles. Everything's got like 150,000 miles per man. I'm sorry?
Where would they come from?
They were some military base and they used them for training.
I think they're Kansas, and we're picking them up where some of the posse members are volunteering to go out with Charles. They're gonna take the trailer that we got from DLA and another trailer and bring them back. They're gonna need minor things like tires, batteries, but we can get those all used or discounted somewhere. like the sheriff said, we've been watching the internet in 2009. I don't know why it was a big year. You see a lot of them on People Want, the old Crown Vic 2009s, and these have 17 to 21, 22,000 miles. That's unheard of. And the ones with 130,000 miles or 100,000 above are going for 7,500. You know, so
Unless they
that's
were sitting around in some swamp. or
right.
something.
So that's our goal is, and we have to keep them a year, of course, you know, so, and I've actually, any, minor damage or stuff will get repaired. We'll see if we can get some, donations or volunteer, you know, somebody to like replace that plastic piece that goes over the bumper and stuff.
Okay, so what we're trying to do is, we've got a process that Vernon has worked out with you guys, I hope. So that we can log it in, like, so the finance office has complete visibility and the citizens know that the money's coming in and being used correctly.
Yeah, but Vern is set up, like I said, that special account. We make sure when we get paid from like Gov Deals and that, we mark, you know, we keep a copy of that check with that particular item the year that it was sold. And then we mark DLA or DRMO on it, so it knows it goes to the right account. So,
Okay,
So what we need is a motion that we approve the process to put it on.
no, we're just approving them, well, what we're trying to do is accept these. So the county knows that we've got them. And then you want to sell them, so.
Okay.
And we accept, we haven't accepted these yet, haven't we?
the cars,
No, did we accept
No,
all this?
these,
this is all
Stuff that
a
we
year
got.
old,
Right.
you know,
Mhm.
Okay.
and at any point,
So
anyone.
now we're just gonna make
It's-
sure that it
It's
goes.
donated items. These aren't donated. We've somewhat bid on these items at $0, but Custer County wants this
Yeah,
20-foot cargo
right.
trailer
We
and
said-
they,
and they give it.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we've already got that process worked out.
Right.
That's worked. We've retained these or we have accepted these by that. It's when an individual person
Donate
donates
something
something to
else.
the county.
Yeah,
or
like
an
that whole
organization.
section.
Right.
Good
Yeah.
example.
Right,
Exactly.
and we've had nothing else donated of that nature. The cars and stuff, like I said, that they're gonna pick up March 10th. That'll be from the military stuff, will go in our book. Anybody can come over and see that book. We'll have the serial numbers of the cars, you know, everything on there, and the
So let's
pictures.
call this, this is like a procedure problem. So right now you're presenting a lot of, items to put up for bid or sale, for sale.
Correct.
And all you're doing is letting the county know that that's gonna happen, and so we have an expectation at some point. Some of these are, you're gonna bring some money in, we're gonna have to know what it is, and then maybe somebody throws it away, maybe that tent never sells, and we just unload it. So there have to be an accounting for it in the procedure. So we were accepting this, sheriff's office request to sell this lot of, items, cause it's not vehicles, it's.
There's two vehicles.
There's
in there.
vehicles and other items.
Mhm.
So I would move that we do that. Let's, so we can get a process. So I move that we approve this lot of items, including the vehicles for.
Can I ask a question real quick before it goes to a vote or anything?
Mhm.
Would I be allowed, like say, we've got two squad cars right now that were purchased, earlier this year, at the end of last year, I can't remember, which are having the donated lights put on it and stickers and that, so high visibility, we're not trying to run sneaky unmarked cars around and catch people or anything. If there's something I can barter with that company, so say the company says, okay, it's gonna cost, and this is all hypothetical, $5,000 to do these squad cars up to put, you know, fix the lights or put lights on and whatever the case may be. Could I barter if with one of those cars or, you know, whatever the case may be for services? So we get an equal, like a car may be worth only 6,500 on, you know, Kelly Blue Book, but I can get 8,500 in a trade or barter for the services I'm getting. Would that be acceptable with you guys as long as I document that's what was done and it falls in the realm of making money? So in other words, we aren't selling something for 6,500 and I'm getting a bill for 6,500 at the same time. I'm just making a bartering for the services.
Need a transaction.
I guess that would be a question for Dan, because it's, you know, or say.
Well,
His car,
no, I think it's a question. I don't have a problem with that as in principle, if the commissioners are okay with that.
that's what I'm asking.
We're okay with anything that increases the value. Should have be a good thing for the county. I don't-
Right, and that's just it. Instead of, if I have the same value in a car and the same value on services, and the person wants the car, it's to their benefit if we do some sort of bartering, because then they don't have to go through the bidding process and pay the extra 12% and pay the extra tax through a gov deal, but we're just trading for services that's equal or more value than the vehicle's worth.
But it's not clean and clear.
No,
It's not what, I'm
It's
sorry.
not clean, it's not clear, it's not transparent.
yeah,
Because then dealings start to happen behind the lines of what the public gets to see. And then,
so we have to figure out how to.
and then
how
it
they
looks,
would know
it
that.
muddies the water.
What if we came back in that situation and then offered it to you and said, we have this vehicle, we have this Kelly Blue Book, we have
That
this.
would be a.
I mean,
That would be a whole
the way to
different
do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You do the barter, but you just gotta make sure that when
Right.
you do, you come in here and here's what we're gonna do.
Right, I have a Kelly Blue Book mark with the vehicle.
Yeah.
I have their bill or what they're, or whoever, it may be an airplane, I'm just, like I said, hypothetical. I'm saying, okay, this plane is worth 5,000, the Kelly Blue Book says the car's worth 4,500. Everything's up front, we have paperwork documented, we have it, there's no muddy waters, no under the table, no nothing, it's all up front.
Right,
I don't know why, and I'm gonna speak my piece if I'm allowed to, commissioners. I don't know why people think we're trying to do something under the table.
No.
We are here trying to offset money that the county would have put out, the citizens, the county commission, to offset, but bring our deputies and our services up and above what they've been for years.
Sure.
That's what we're
Not-
trying to do.
sure.
I'm not trying to
Nobody-
muddy any
no,
waters.
nobody's
I
saying.
take offense to that, I really do.
Well, that, but that's not what anybody's saying.
Yes, he just said
No,
that.
no, he didn't. He said it's not transparent.
No, he said,
No, wait a minute.
muddy the waters.
No, Muddy, it does. All I'm trying to point out, chief, is that it's clear, like you pointed out, you got a blue book, you got this, and you're gonna do this. And when we see that's the public. We were here with the interest of the public at heart. If you do it without having that one step, it's another step that we have to have in order to keep it transparent. That's all.
That's why I said, Dan,
Yeah.
the county attorney, I wanna make sure it's all above
That's
board.
right.
Just like when we bought those vehicles from Florida, we did all blue book to make sure the
Sure.
value of those vehicles
Right.
were more than what we were paying for them.
Right.
So we were above and beyond that, showing that, hey, we just
Right.
gave the citizens 10,000, 5,000.
That
whatever
makes
it
all
may be.
kinds of sense, because we don't want, if we can get away with doing that instead of a brand new car for $100.
Oh, but my God, I can't,
There's no
I'm sick
comparison.
at what they're.
But so the point is that we have a process, and we do now, where we bring stuff in, just as simple as I am trying to make it. Money, it comes in, it's got a value, people understand what we're doing, and they understand that if we outfitted it up, it was worth more money going out the door. And all that is, we just talk about it here, notify, make that.
And it's like the sheriff was saying, there's people right now, there's a market for these Crown Vics with the lights and stuff on them. I guess they're keeping them as collector's item with the lights and everything on them. I mean, I'm seeing it online, people, citizens selling these things like they're squad cars, and I thought
Maybe
there's a
there's
restriction on that.
private
But
security.
if they're not using it, I guess, Colorado, if you're not using the lights, it's not it's
All right, we don't
not
need to-
illegal.
We don't want to waste any more time. We
Yeah.
all understand, what the whole process is, just it needs to be so that we see, like here, where there's nothing just full, we got exactly what we got, we know what we got pictures of it. And as far as we can go, we don't want to hear any more about it until you come back with the check form, or you come back and you say I couldn't sell 21 miscellaneous tires, and we took them to the dump.
Mhm.
Or whatever, or we recommend we get rid of them. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's a great thing, because it sure saved us a lot of money. It's making money for the county that, we depend on grants, donated labor, donated stuff, and this is a great, opportunity that a lot of counties have the ability to use. Who knows? Okay, you had
I think there's a motion, right? You made the motion?
yeah, I move that we accept this request for this lot.
To put up for sale?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay, any other discussion?
So Kelly, you found one title for one vehicle?
Colorado title, I mean, it's in somebody else's, it's not a country county title. But there is a title out there.
For the Jeep Patriot?
She just needs to get a bond, what, how you do?
Well, if you don't have a title,
You got a bond,
the buyer is gonna have to bond, so
right?
they're gonna have to know that when they
Right,
buy it or they're.
And we, on the, I think this is the Chevy Malibu is on that list, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just got the military title for that, so we'll be coming over to put that into a Colorado title. I got it just last week, so. Like I said, all we're waiting for now is
what's the
them,
other one, chief?
say what,
What's the other one, doesn't have it?
So the Jeep Patriot, where's the military title for that?
that's already been, I think, transferred into a Colorado title, right, Kelly? For the Patriot?
I don't, I mean, it's got a Colorado title on it, I don't know who the person is, I don't.
I'll look in the envelope, Commissioner, that I just got with the, like I said.
I'd appreciate it
Yeah,
because
there-
that's what muddies the water.
Yeah,
That is very muddy water to me. I'm dealing with stuff that is not in
So-
Custer County's titled. We're not, this
so
isn't
this, all of
products
it's clear.
county titled in county property. So it's not county property until it's titled in county property.
Right,
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but we don't get, on the vehicles, when that year hits, that's when we apply for those titles.
that's okay.
And the other thing that why we're not I'm worried, because it happened to us in Florence, we got a vehicle, we put government plates on it, and then it was used for undercover stuff, but there was a pursuit, and the vehicle was hit head on by the offender in a stolen vehicle. And we didn't know this until afterwards, when the insurance company was writing us a check, our insurance company, for the damage to the vehicle, because it was under a year, we had to give the money to the military. And so that's why a lot of stuff we
That's the
let.
point Lucas is making.
Yeah,
That's
well,
all it
and
is.
that's why the
We
title,
can't sell- we wanna make sure you're not selling without. the
I think
title.
that title is in that envelope, and like I said, when I opened it, that one, when we did our VIN checks to take them over to Kelly,
Okay,
that one number was off, so we sent that
Got
back,
it.
waiting for that, and I,
so.
probably
so
because I
the
was
motion
waiting
is-
for that.
Let's do the motion. So the bottom line is, we wanna sell these. and
Yeah.
We gotta make sure before you do, that we get the.
Right, cause like
Title
Kelly said,
straightened out.
that's the first thing everybody asks, do you have a good title?
So right now, what you're telling us is the title's being straightened out on the trailer, it's being straightened out on the Patriot, and the Malibu's got it straight already.
Right,
So could we amend the motion to say we'll sell it as soon as we have a valid title in hand?
Well,
In the county name?
Clear title.
yeah, either that, we take these out of this right now and come back with another group.
it's up to, like I said, I believe the
Well,
Malibu and the
we can accept
Patriot
it
are on my
and-
desk,
and-
in that envelope. I believe
Not
that-
sell it until the titles are cleared through, that's all.
That's fine. And if they're on my desk, I'll walk it over to Kelly and we'll get that taken care of right away.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
I think my mind, because I was sending that other one back to redo it because they missed the number on what they sent us. I think I just left them there waiting for the
Okay.
third one to get
And
in.
just do it when you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, what count, Caitlin?
Brian has a question.
Okay, we got another question out here.
Go.
But Jim had it first.
Yeah, okay, so I've been hearing a whole bunch of things that are muddying the waters, if you will. First of all, as I understand what you're telling me is the military has surplus stuff that is made available to law enforcement agencies in the country that allows you to get from the military stuff that you want to use, that is of some use to you as a law enforcement agency, and you go get it for nothing somehow. Or you bid with other people, and if you get the bid because nobody else wanted it, you get it for nothing. So the idea is the military is providing you things of use. And somehow, after a year, it becomes available for, it sounds like you, to sell it instead of continuing to use it. However, it seems like you're getting stuff that you don't use and wait for a year to sell them.
We
So
don't- they
you're
don't have-
going against the nature of that process, like tires. You got a set of 4 tires in cellophane, they're brand new. Why on earth are you not using them? It makes no sense. If you're not using them because they don't fit anything we have, then why did you get them in the first place? The only thing I can think of is because this system allows you to get stuff to go ahead and sell, to get money coming in. That is not the function of the sheriff's department of Custer County. You're not a broker for government things. That's what this sounds like. Trying to sell the Jeep without the title. Without the title, we don't own it, so we can't sell it. So there's a lot of stuff in here that sounds like taking advantage of a system in a way that is contrary to the mission of a county government and a sheriff's department therein. The sheriff's department and the county government is not in the business of getting freebies from the government and just sitting on them until you can sell them. Why did you get the large military grade tent? Did you ever use it?
We were thinking about using it like as a disaster shelter.
Thinking about, but you did, you're waiting to hear.
Can I answer the question? They've asked like 5 or 6 questions. I'll go with the 10 first. Like the sheriff said, we were thinking of disaster, but then it doesn't say, let me finish talking.
No, I'm not done.
Okay.
You just jumped in. First of all, no, I don't want to be asked any questions. I'm asking the questions about the process. It's my time. I'm asking the questions. So my comment is then that this whole thing sounds like a way for the process to be utilized to bring in money, value to the sheriff's department. And I also noticed that it comes in and all the bookkeeping is in the sheriff's department. It's not in the county government. It's all in the sheriff's department. You have your book, your special account, and your log in, log out. It's all within the sheriff's department. So none of that becomes transparent to you, the county commissioners.
That's what we're trying to make transparent, and that's.
No, you're not trying to make it
That's
transparent.
way.
You're keeping it within the county. If you're making it transparent, all this process would go through the county government. It wouldn't stay in the sheriff's department.
See, that's the point. That's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're trying, yes. it
All
is.
you're doing is giving them permission to sell.
No, because
It's exactly what you're doing.
we said.
Okay, I'm not wanting to listen to you either. This is my time. I'm just telling you
Well, I'll give you
what
your
it
time.
looks like from a citizen's perspective. That's what it looks like. That's why muddy the waters is what's going on here. Everything is muddy. Because why would you get all these tires, leave them in cellophane if there was any other purpose than to just keep them and sell them? And that just strikes me as a very bad process for government to be in the process of.
Okay. Good.
So that's my comment. I don't want to hear yours. Thank you very
I'm not
much.
gonna make it. I'm saying, I'm actually gonna cut you off right now.
I'm done.
I'm glad you're done. The whole process here is, in my view, you find that, and this is for all sheriff's offices, county, statewide. We do need things, and we do need cars, we do need tires and all that kind of thing. Part of the problem is you don't know what they are until you get them, because they put out the request and you go look for it. And if they're not used, if they can't use them, then we don't get them. But anyway, that was the process. And my view is, we do have a process we're trying to make transparent, and we need your help, and that's why you got the book, and you have to have that book for your audit, so we have to have it for ours as well. You know, just a transparency part.
Can I say something, Commissioner?
Sure.
Okay. Number one, to answer the gentleman who doesn't wanna hear from me. This is a state set up rules. We didn't make them up. We didn't say we want our own account. That's required by the state and the federal government. That's in the rules of this program.
Got it.
Part of the rules of this program, part of the program is to help municipalities, police, fire, all sorts of agencies that need help. They understand it. And part of their thing is they push selling stuff because they have to get rid of it. Each state has their coordinator.
Got it.
They have to meet so many, almost like a salesman, quotas of getting rid of equipment. Otherwise, they lose getting more equipment. Colorado's a big one because of all the military bases we have here.
Mhm.
The other thing is, we follow their rules. We have to. The books, they tell us, have to be
Got
kept by us. It's not that we're doing this to muddy the waters. We're doing that, we're following their rules. The account is their rules. The money, how it's used is their rules. It's not our rules.
Got it. Got it.
And you're right, 100%.
Okay.
It may say, just real quick, it may say 7 pneumatic tires, no sizes, we don't know.
Okay.
You know, so, and we don't, they could be used, they could be brand new, we don't know, they don't
All
specify
right,
that.
time out. We don't even waste any more time now. But it's not wasted. It's good time. It's just discussing it. The bottom line is, we have items that we need, we don't need now. We wanna get rid of them. We wanna sell. Period. And we have a process by which we wanna make sure that it's clean and that it's transparent, the money that we need to know the money so that the people know what we're getting for what we got. That's all the whole point is. And there's a couple items in here that don't have the titles cleared yet. So I think, and by the way, we have to have the same process so everybody knows. People donate stuff to this county all the time. They come in and vest, they donated vests for sheriff's office. They donate a horse trailer because they don't need the horse trailer anymore, but they thought we had a mounted posse at one time, and so they donated the trailer, and then we had to get rid of the trailer. Those things happen. What we didn't have in the past is a good, clean process by which we could accept a gift or a donation from the state or whatever to make sure that we keep track every time so that we know what we got, where we went, and it didn't go into somebody else's pocket. That's the whole point. So, and I think I like the process that you got, but forced upon you by the state. Books, not, the good thing that's good. That's very good, and we're trying to adopt that for our use. So, and then we see the pastor.
Still has a question.
Okay, now who, Brian?
Yeah, this is Brian Lockhart, landfill supervisor. I've been listening to this and I'm just curious, more of a question and curiosity. So the sheriff's office, they don't have this stuff. That's correct? They don't have it in the county?
Okay.
No, it's in.
It's here, it's here.
Oh, it's
There's,
here already.
tires. Yeah, there's some loader tires here that I think they check to see if any of our loaders work, and they don't, I don't think, what I heard you say.
Oh, well, I
So-
was just curious. I didn't know that stuff was here already. That's all I just wasn't sure where they were gonna put all this stuff. That's all I was gonna bring up.
Yeah. No, this is just stuff that as we have the opportunity to take a look at, because they could be used by anything in the county, school buses. I think you had school buses come up at some point. And so that's a good thing to have the ability to know that that's available and that this county can receive that and push, and you can ask for that. Not necessarily that this sheriff needs a school bus.
Well, and on just an example, quick one, we got a school bus at another police department I worked at. And we used it at our range to practice assaults on a school bus, to rescue people out of it, type of thing. So, and the fire department
uses.
right, and the fire department had got a vehicle that they overturned and used it to cut up and stuff like that to practice
Okay.
extricating people, so things like that.
Okay, so we got pictures of all this in the package. We got numbers on them. The only thing we're short on, Lucas, is what the title.
And I think they're on my desk, I'll rectify that
And the
as soon as I
trailer
leave,
title.
yes.
Okay. All right. That's all the questions of Bob.
Just sheriff, in your process, if somewhere you could, anytime you receipt or get rid of, receipt into, put it into service, when it's in service, or get rid of something that's no longer in service, if you could please let me know. so that I can either add or remove it from the insurance rolls?
Perfect. Yes, sir.
Because all of those things add to
Cost.
cap cost or remove our cap
Okay.
cost. And potential if there was a damage to something that we wanted to file on that claim, then we might be out.
Alright,
Vice versa.
thank you. Good enough. All right, thanks. I think we did it. So I'll call for that vote. And the vote is, I think, the motion was to,
You didn't get second on your motion.
Yeah, I second
but
it.
he seconded it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got a second on it. We're just gonna clean up the titles. Move forward. So all in favor of motion as was stated, say aye. Paul,
I,
Kanda, aye, Lucas. Aye. Okay, move on.
I think we have a resolution thing to, let's go. Or-
Yeah, there's a resolution come up next.
Since you're here, let's do that. Okay, the next on the agenda is that resolution. And this is for the sheriff's resolution 2616, it's a budget amendment, the sheriff's office. So if you would like to talk, is Vernon part of this?
Yes. This is Vernon Buckle.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
He's got,
So it's competitive to keep the law enforcement agencies staffed with quality people. And
come on up, Vernon. Or sit
the
down.
Chaffey County Sheriff and Salida are like actively recruiting our people. And their starting pay is 75 grand, ours is just over 50. So a couple years ago, we started a step increase where a person would start at $25 an hour, and after they've been here a year with satisfactory performance, get a dollar raise and keep moving up the line until they hit a max. And then we also set a pay rate for a sergeant and then a detention deputy, which we still have one of. So I'd like to continue funding that. And this would be more than a raise that the other county employees got from the commissioners. So if the commissioners voted to give everybody an X% raise, our guys would get the dollar raise. And so it'd be
So this is for the future.
for the future, yeah.
So, okay, explain it, Vernon.
So what you're looking at is a budget resolution for approximately $10,500, $9,200 some change go towards salaries and $1,300 goes towards benefits and excuse me, benefits and taxes. I was under the impression that this was for raises that were already given but were not budgeted for in 2026.
For some of the new people that we had reached their milestone.
Okay, that's what your plan was, there it is. And then if you do that, how do you, then you would have to budget it in the following years.
Yep, I should have come to you guys with what the pay was gonna be for 26, and I didn't do that. We used the old number.
So the additional, you just didn't do it. They had the same thing in Road and Bridge, they had same thing they're doing internally with the budget that they had. Would like to. Okay, so where would this come from, Vern?
It would come from general fund balance.
And there's money there to do that?
We are slow collecting this year. That's what the next budget resolution is about, but we do have money there.
But this wouldn't be used for, to when? I'm sorry, when would this start?
Right. I mean, they won't run into a budget deficit until towards the end of the year. They have an $800,000 patrol budget anyway. But this would backfill it and make certain that the wage is approved and make certain the money is there throughout the year.
Okay,
preloaded.
and then if you're short for bullets or something, you have to work something else out. Or sell another car. Which you're required by law to keep the money in the sheriff's maintenance line. Is that what you told us?
There are certain things you can spend that money on, and wages is not one.
I
of the
know,
things.
so that you would free up a budget.
But yeah, we could sell.
You
another
could
police car.
use it for other things, not the wages.
So I think we're out of the pattern of being able to afford brand new police cars and then run them into the ground, so we're trying to sell them while they still have value and then go back and buy a used police car, and we're narrowing
makes sense.
the window.
That way we do more with less. Okay. You can make sense. Okay, I'll move that we adopt resolution 2616. Resolution for a supplemental budget appropriation for the sheriff. And I'll read it, that the 2026 appropriation for accounts, the general fund account, I'll just follow that for patrol salary is increasing by 9,360 actually.
Oh, excuse me.
And patrol benefits, additionally would be 1140. This appropriation is made to fund the salary increases as you had proposed that were unbudgeted. Okay, second.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? Anything on mine? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for that vote. All in favor of adopting 2616, say aye. Lucas?
No.
No. Paul?
Currently in the state name,
I would say
why
aye.
wasn't it presented? Like, we don't know why we didn't present it.
You want more data before you vote? Is that what you were asking? Or do you want to do?
We have the funds, we didn't put it in there.
Well, he said you didn't.
When it
So-
came to you guys for the budget, I should have included that raise in there, and I didn't, and so we based this year's budget off of last year's numbers, and we eliminated a halftime position as well.
So from my point of view, I understand that, and we're not increasing any money in your account. Because what would be required is that you would have to backfill the loss or lack of maintenance for something else.
I can ask a question.
You could move this money right now to do this internally.
Yes.
But you would have to be short on something else, right? And so that could be backfilled.
That's my question.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that is absolutely an option. There's a number of options to backfill any line,
Right.
any account that's going over or has a possibility of going over. The low hanging fruit doesn't require budget resolution. Is to, let's say, we're gonna take this out of repairs and maintenance and we're gonna put it over here.
Yeah, that's fine.
But the commissioners you did pass a resolution that said you have to approve raises.
Yeah, the other thing is
That's a good point.
is salaries are salary lines. So let's say you get to the end of your year and you give these raises, and I recommend that you give these raises as you see fit. But you get to the end of the year, and if you have a delta and you've got you spent everything but $28,000, well, then you covered that without doing a budget amendment. Because at the end of the day, it's your bottom line. Keep in because if you start borrowing from Paul to pay Peter, then you're gonna go, wait a minute, I know that we spent more than $13,000 in maintenance. We actually spent 25,000, but we borrowed 10,000 to put in here. You keep those lines straight so that we have consistent data, so you can say, yes, my maintenance has gone up, my fuel has gone up, or my fuel's gone down. And it's been true representation instead of this, we've taken out of this line to fund here. Let's get closer to the end of the year and then let's see where we're at.
I like the internal audit, I think that's the way to go. And then backfill, and who knows, you're gonna sell some other equipment anyway. Maybe that backfills it and can do it sooner. or we know and have to backfill it at the end of the year, it's already done. So what does that mean then? So we voted. And it failed.
Okay.
And so now let's go back and work with Vernon internally and you can still do it. It's like.
We have to do it within present budget.
But I would do that. Makes sense.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Rich.
Thanks.
All right.
The irony of this next agenda item is not lost on me. Hey, somebody left.
Hey, wait a second on this one. Do you have to go?
I have a meeting.
Well, let's get this straightened out then.
Yeah, I just wanna say something to you guys. I was gonna talk to you about, you guys are talking about budgets and all that. And I'm a local contractor bidding project for you guys. I mean, mine's not my laser or anything, no.
We're going back to the bid on the refresher.
And then, but I was gonna comment on it. There, you guys give local preference cause all my employees are in this county, they spend money in this county, they're voted in this county, taxpayers. You take that into consideration? You guys are talking about your budget and your wages. But yet you're taking none of that, you want me to be a little better and keep beating people away, lower prices, you talk about quality, you talk about local, you don't know whether people are local or not. That should be your first question, is my mind, but I gotta go to a meeting, so.
Well, that's good. Well,
I'm late, but-
is that all you needed to say? Because it.
Upset, I just got over strep and stuff.
See, are you straight with this? Does Vince know what the deal is here? So we're clear on what we're bidding, what we're voting on.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and by the way, yes, we do care about having people in the county have gyms.
Yeah. I just thought that would be, should be more of your questioning than, whether it's, $5 a year, there's. If all my employees are paying taxes up here, voters up here have.
Yeah, no,
up here,
that's.
that should be one of your questions and.
Actually, and in the past, we usually know where they are and that we do overlook it, but thank you.
I'm like, sorry.
Thank you.
All right, back to this one, okay. Finish that up.
Well, here's a procedural question. If resolution 2616 failed, do we renumber this next one 2616 or do we keep it? Okay.
What's
Thank you.
the what question that he asked? He asked two.
If since 2616 didn't go through, do we renumber this, which we would?
That's
You would.
We can use
Yeah.
2616.
Right,
So
okay.
this will become,
Instead of having.
This is 2616.
All right. Thank you.
you're welcome.
So 2616 is a budget resolution moving or authorizing a move of $60,000 from the general fund to the 40 fund, which is our self-insurance. So the backstory on this is that we budgeted correctly in the 40 fund for self-insurance. However, we are very slow on collecting taxes this year. And if we make the final cap payment, it will put us over on that fund, which we're not supposed to do. So this budget resolution would put money there to make certain that we do not overdraw that fund at all.
Yeah, that's correct. And I wish I had a whiteboard here, but what Vernon and I have been trying to do with the budget is whatever we collect in the previous year is what we have to use in this year. We're really collecting the money this year that yes, is on 25's valuation, but we get it through the year.
We don't know.
We don't get it up front, especially sales tax and stuff like that. So we're trying to move to more towards what do we have and especially with self-insurance, since our insurance costs have gone above what the valuation and what the mill levy, we're capped out on our mill levy of what the citizens have said that we can take for taxes. So the only amount that we get extra is if valuations go up on property. So we're already maxed out on that. So we're backfilling with the 10 fund at the beginning of every year anyway, and that's part of the budget process. And there was enough money, had we collected enough at the beginning of the year. But we're not,
So
so
that's always the case.
even next year, we're gonna make an even different adjustment. We're paying it full, it's gonna come out of general fund and then we'll see what we collect and we'll have a pretty good number by the time we approve the budget and then we'll go into the next year.
That's always a risk because you don't know what you're gonna collect actually, exactly, and you don't know. If you have an emergency for use during that year to cause the money to be used for something. Well, that's the issue. So
Especially with the self-insurance fund, if we keep on having these auto accidents.
yeah. That's true. Okay,
So this is an ask of $60,000 moved from the 10 fund to the 40 fund. On this day in 2026, so that we can backfill until we collect more property taxes.
Then it's gonna replace.
Yeah, it'll be there, the property taxes that will come in will help us alleviate this problem next year.
Because otherwise the treasurer's gonna show a negative until we collect it.
Yeah.
And we're not supposed to do that.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like not to show a negative on it, even though you know it's gonna be pit.
That's why I'm here today. We are not negative, but I am being proactive.
That's right.
Okay. Clearly. All right, Lucas, make the motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution for supplemental budget and appropriation 2616 in the amount of $60,000 from general fund into the 40 fund.
I'll second that.
Okay, been moved in second. Any other discussion on that? And did you make a change already, Caitlin?
We'll reprint it when I read it back to the office.
Okay, I'm gonna sign it up there.
So here's
If it
the,
passes.
maybe something like that.
Okay. All right.
Say 17?
No, you said 16.
Okay.
Don't make sure that you're doing that.
I don't even know if I'm saying things right.
Okay, any other discussion? I'll call for that, vote. All in favor of adopting 2616 supplemental appropriation to backfill the self-insurance fund. Say aye, Paul. Lucas.
Aye.
And aye. Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay. Department of Human Services, letter of authorization.
I have no clue what this is. I read this. And we're, you know that actually.
Okay, so this is the letter that authorizes Vicky White to be the administrator for the Division of Motor Vehicles Driver Services Portal. This letter authorizes Vicky White to sign the end user license agreement on behalf of Custer County Department of Human Services to utilize systems and records belonging to the Colorado Department of Revenue Division of Motor Vehicles. And I believe she is on to explain anything that you gentlemen
Vicky,
may wanna.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, cause we've never done this before.
Yes, we did
Yeah, you
last
have.
year,
Can you guys hear me?
towards the end of the
Yeah.
year. But
Can you hear me?
this is beginning of everything.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Vicky, gotcha, and a side discussion there, go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So last year we did this, it's gonna happen every single year, in February, so the Department of Human Services utilizes DMV records, for locate on non-custodial parents for child support. And we also use it in eligibility for resources to ensure that, applicants are not over-resourced. And so we did do this last year, in February, I believe it was February. So the signature, you guys are just giving me permission to be the administrator of that site for Custer County Department of Human Services.
Yeah, and I remember that now that's right after she got it.
Yeah. So I'll make a motion to approve the Department of Human Services letter of authorization.
Second that.
Okay, it's been moved in second, and any discussion? Well, I'll call for that vote to authorize this letter of authorization for Vicky White. As presented. All in favor, say aye, Lucas.
Aye.
Paul.
What was I?
And aye. Good. Last but not least, until we get to Vince again. And this one is a community, 2026 Community Challenge Flagship Grant. Who's got that? IRRP.
So, Robin Knappy, our OEM, has applied to, the AARP. They have
Oh, yeah.
a highly competitive nationwide 8 million pool funds with a grant maximum of 15,000. And she has applied for that 15,000 to help us with generators. With Black Hills now doing, public safety power shutoffs. We thought it may be prudent to start looking at putting a generator, at Lang Hall, Wetmore. But we need some funds to help pay for some of those things.
And we need 2 at the airport.
So, yeah, so we're just applying for a grant that's highly competitive. It's part of our conditions or our policies that you come before us to apply for a grant and, that we approve this grant, so.
Yeah, she just got this notice too. We asked like last time, so I moved it to this meeting. Oh. Okay, is Robin on?
No.
No.
She's in class.
Yeah. All right. I'm good with this. You got any other discussion? Okay, then, I move that we approve the Community Challenge Flagship Grant. And Robin presented. Second. Moved and seconded. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Paul?
Aye.
Lucas?
Aye.
And aye.
Yeah, cause we're gonna see Black Friday like crazy.
In her email, she said that the grant application was attached, but I did not find that.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
No.
It wasn't.
No. We'll make sure you get a copy.
Yeah.
Which implies she's filled with that.
No, well, I think she's filled it out, but she was waiting for us to say yes or no before we signed the application, because the application isn't due till March 6th, and we didn't, or March 5th, we didn't have another meeting.
That's right, that's why we put it here.
Okay. Very good, very good.
Then we'll sign it when it does. Okay, Vince.
Okay, my math's right. Colorado crushers, they take 4,000 gallons of water a day at 7 cents a gallon. Now, he said approximately he's gonna be 10 days crushing, so that's 40,000 gallons of water. And times 7 is $2,800 for the water. That's not including the truck hours. The truck hours, I'm just guessing 2 hours to load, 2 hour, and to unload is $300 a day for the water truck. And if the truck's out there for 10 days with water, that's $3,000 just for the truck and the driver itself.
But it stays there, it's not like go out, take a load out and dump it and go back to work.
No. it just
Well, we
stays
think
there.
he did, he's got a 5,000 gallon tank he sits there that they fill up.
But we don't have dead.
Who fills it up every day?
We do.
Road
We
and
do.
bridge,
So you gotta haul it out there.
yes.
Right. But a lot of
And
times.
per price from the town water is 7 cents a gallon.
Right.
So we chlorinate it too,
Well, we got a deal.
so it's good clean rock.
Yeah, yeah, it's chlorinated.
And
rock.
then Mountain Valley Excavating, the mixing part, the 13,750, when Road and Bridge goes out there and pushes with their own dozer, that $13,750 is gone. Cause Road and Bridge is doing the pushing.
Right.
Ed brings his own water. He's got a 5,000 gallon tank.
Clarify for everybody, Ed is Mountain Valley.
Mountain Valley is a local contractor. The reason he did not use water last year, everybody knows we had an abundance of snow and moisture and the ground was kind of frozen out there. So he didn't need water. And the reason we have to have water, if you guys don't know, it's called APIN. It's dust control at a gravel pit, local, county, state. If they see,
They see dust rise.
dust, the citizen calls in and sees a bunch of dust, APIN state gives me a call.
We're in the rim show.
Okay, so from discussion point of view now, your druthers is probably the Valley excavation, is what I'm hearing. Because of the cost and local guy, is that right?
Yes. We'll defer some of that cost, Jim.
Which is back for work. Given that cost goes away. Win-win.
So Mountain Valley is 1250 under Colorado crushing, correct? Without the water.
Right.
Because we're gonna do the blending either way.
So it says that tells you, that's why I meant by win-win. Cheaper. And local.
Yes. In Mon Valley, the guy that's running the crusher unit will be in contact with our dozer operator, how he wants it done.
Okay. Okay, so therefore, then. I will remake the motion then to approve the bid the Mountain Valley excavation gave us and hire them to do it.
No, second.
Moving second in the discussion. Call for that vote. All in favor, say aye. Lucas.
Aye.
Paul.
Close on.
Kanda, aye. Straighten it out.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Right, pray for rain. Rain in.
Vince, I'll see you at noon,
Thanks.
right down at your place.
Thanks.
Okay, any additional items?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't have anything. Okay, public comment. Any other comments online? Hearing none, I'll adjourn this meeting then at 11:01. Thank you.